Planning an Alaskan cruise can feel overwhelming once you realize just how many excursions are available in each port. Some travelers want adrenaline and glacier landings. Others want wildlife, history, or quieter moments surrounded by Alaska's landscapes. The good news is that Alaska offers all of it, often within the same trip. From helicopter landings on ancient ice fields to gold rush railroads winding through mountain passes, these excursions each offer a completely different way to experience the last frontier. If your idea of Alaska involves speed, altitude, and getting outside your comfort zone, several excursions lean fully into the adventurous side of the state. In Skagway, the Grizzly Falls ziplining expedition sends riders soaring through dense rainforest canopy, across suspension bridges, and above waterfalls fed by glacier runoff. The course moves fast, but the scenery around it is what makes the experience feel uniquely Alaskan. Over in Ketchikan, the Mahoney Lake UTV off-road safari trades zip lines for rugged backcountry trails, driving through remote forest terrain with mountain and lake views along the way. And in Juneau, glacier adventures take things even further. The helicopter glacier trek begins with a helicopter flight over the Juneau icefield before landing directly on the glacier itself for a guided trek across the ice. Nearby, the Taku Glacier adventure by air, water, and ice combines helicopter flight seeing with an airboat ride near the face of Taku Glacier before ending the time spent walking directly on the glacier itself. For travelers wanting Alaska at its wildest and most active, these are the kind of experiences that define the trip. Alaska's landscapes are incredible, but the stories behind the towns and people are just as memorable. In Ketchikan, the private Saxman Native Village and Creek Street tour introduces visitors to the tlingit culture through carved totem poles, traditional clan house storytelling, and the history of one of Southeast Alaska's most important indigenous communities. The Saxman Native Village and Lumberjack Show pairs cultural history with one of Alaska's more entertaining traditions, competitive logging events that highlight the region's timber heritage. Further north in Skagway, Gold Rush history becomes the focus. The White Pass Summit and City Tour follows the route once traveled by stampeders heading towards the Klondike during the late 1890s. Along the way, travelers pass steep mountain cliffs, waterfalls, and historic sites tied to Alaska's mining era. The Yukon discovery continues beyond the summit into Canada's Yukon territory, combining mountain scenery with stories from one of the most dramatic periods in Alaska's history. These excursions are less about adrenaline and more about understanding how Alaska's communities and landscapes were shaped over time. Some Alaska excursions are simply about being surrounded by nature. The whale watching and Mendenhall Glacier tour in Juneau combines two of the region's most iconic sites: humpback whales feeding in the Inside Passage and views of the Mendenhall Glacier surrounded by rainforest and mountain peaks. In Ketchikan, the Orca Cove Sea kayaking offers a quieter experience, paddling through calm coastal waters while watching for seals, eagles, starfish, and occasionally whales moving through the area. For a more remote wilderness setting, the Glacier Point Wilderness Safari near Skagway combines a high-speed catamaran, rainforest scenery, and a glacier approach that feels far removed from the busy cruise docks. These are the excursions where Alaska slows down a little, allowing travelers to fully take in the scale, silence, and wildlife surrounding them. For many visitors, glaciers become the highlight of the entire Alaska trip. Juneau offers several completely different ways to experience them depending on how adventurous you want to be. The Mendenhall Glacier Paddle and Hike combines canoeing across Mendenhall Lake with a guided hike near the glacier itself, creating a more immersive experience than simply viewing it from an overlook. For travelers wanting sweep aerial views, the Five Glacier Seaplane Exploration flies over multiple glacier systems, alpine lakes, and mountain ridges surrounding Juneau. And near Anchorage, the Grand Scenic Tour showcases an entirely different side of Alaska's glacier country, flying deep into the Scenic Glacier region surrounded by massive ice fields and rugged mountain terrain. Each glacier experience feels different, from quiet and scenic to active and adrenaline-filled. But all of them highlight just how massive and dynamic Alaska's landscapes truly are. Skagway offers some of Alaska's most scenic routes and historic transportation experiences. The White Pass Summit excursion follows the famous narrow gauge railroad, climbing through steep mountain passes originally carved during the Klondike Gold Rush. Waterfalls, cliffs, and alpine lakes surround the route almost immediately after leaving town. The Bennett Lake Scenic Journey continues deeper, remote wilderness areas near the Canadian border, combining railroad history with quieter landscapes far from the crowds. For travelers wanting a combination of scenery and hands-on adventure, the Yukon Discovery and Sled Dog Tour introduces visitors to sled dog culture while exploring the Yukon region beyond Skagway. If for a more active option, the Chilkoot Trail Hike and Float combines hiking through historic Gold Rush terrain with a scenic float trip through glacier-fed waterways. One of the best parts of visiting Alaska is that no two excursions feel the same. Some travelers spend the day walking across glacier ice after arriving by helicopter. Others ride historic railroads through mountain passes, paddle quietly across coastal waters, or learn about indigenous culture from local guides. The best excursion often comes down to what kind of Alaska experience you want the most: adventure, wildlife, history, or scenery, or a combination of all four. And with so many landscapes packed into each port, it's surprisingly easy to experience several completely different sides of Alaska in a single trip. If you're planning your trip and looking for the right excursions, reach out to us at Alaska Shore Tours. We're always happy to help point travelers toward experiences that best match their style of adventure.